Okay, welcome everyone to the Central Pine Barrens Commission meeting of Wednesday, September 20th. If you could all please rise for the pledge of allegiance, led by Supervisor Aguilar.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, like you said, welcome everyone to today's meeting with Central Pine Barrens Commission. We'll get right into it. We'll start with our public comment portion. Is there anybody in the public who would like to address the commission at this time? Being none, we'll move on to the minutes. Everyone should have received a copy of the minutes. Does anybody have any questions, or would someone like to make a motion? Motion from Mr. Dale to adopt the minutes, second by Supervisor Aguilar. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? They are adopted. Okay, the next item is the Commission New York State DEC 5-year contract agreements. I think there was some changes that are being proposed. Jacobson?
Yes, you should have received in your e-packet a draft resolution to approve a revised the budget plan for the contract fiscal year. What's going on is in the last fiscal year, our fiscal year runs April to March. We had some monies that cannot be carried over into a new contract. We're going to be starting this fall a new 5-year contract. So we have to spend down that money before we can start the new 5-year contract. We have been given a 6-month extension runs from April to the end of September to spend down that money. Then we will start a new contract. The reason being is we had received that advance money at the beginning of the original contract, and that can't be carried over into a whole new contract period. So I'd be looking to approve the draft resolution to approve entering into the new 5-year contract, and to also allow me to execute the contract on behalf of the commission, and to also approve the revised budget. The revised budget, the difference from what was originally approved by the commission in June was it no longer has that advance money, which is around $740,000. So that was just taken out because that'll be expended during that 6-month period. I hope that's clear. But so those are what I basically just to approve the draft resolution. I did have a little. There's a couple of there's a typo. I got a little excessive with a 2 in the third paragraph. And the last whereas remainder of it's actually contract year, because our contract year will now run October to September instead of jiving with the fiscal year. So if we could get a motion to approve.
Motion from Mr. Dale. Second by Supervisor Aguilar to approve the resolution as proposed with the minor edits. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Adopted. Okay, education and outreach, item A, education outreach division. Everybody should have received a report from Mr. Mopes. He is busy getting ready for the Day in the Life programs they'll be conducting this fall, so he is not with us today. Does anybody have any questions on his report? Seeing none, we'll move on to the Science and Stewardship Division. Ms. Flanagan.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, well, I'm excited to share that we have hired an ecologist, Michael Whittemore. He's based out of Massachusetts and has been working in Pine Barrens systems for the last 5 years in Martha's Vineyard. And he's been also advancing a wealth of research in his stead as the manager of stewardship in that capacity. So he'll be joining us to head up a lot of the ecological research initiatives, especially that with the fire program. And also within studies like the Long Island Mammal Study and other funnel studies that we're looking to advance. So he'll be joining us on October 3rd, and you'll meet him at the next commission meeting where he'll provide an introduction. Other good news is that Chris Steigerwald, our ecological field specialist, passed his UAS, which is the drone FAA 107 licensing exam. And so he moves forward under that important milestone to now master his operations of the drone to become a complete licensed pilot under the commission, which will further bolster the number of qualified and experienced drone pilots, bolstering up to 4, I think. So that's exciting, and we use that drone program with the fire program and forest monitoring and invasive species management. So I was fortunate to attend a prescribed fire workshop for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast in Madison last month. It was one of the most informative and educating conferences that I've attended as it pertains to wildland fire and helping us to develop our prescribed fire programming. So the networking that was advanced there, the information on new initiatives for research, especially in consideration of the mastication and pre-treatment work that we have, and collecting fire scar information off of old trees and downed woody material, was a really important highlight of that meeting that I would like to incorporate into our partnership with SUNY ESF's fire science program. Also, they provided information on insurance. So hopefully we are able to tap into a equally knowledgeable and coverage providing insurance company that is much less expensive, since they are advancing environmental liability coverage and are knowledgeable about prescribed fire and the forest health management work that we're doing. Related to the prescribed fire program, you should have had provided in your e-packet. This is the 5-year accomplishment report for the fire program that I referenced last commission meeting, but forgot to include in the report. But we have polished that, and that is documenting all of the successes that we have had under the 5-year contract, building capacity, both through staffing, planning, and equipment, and the successes of getting implementation and education and outreach for the fire program. It also includes a contingency on continuity planning budget that identifies the additional resources that is needed to help bring full staffing to this fire program in the coming years. So we are currently limited on doing any implementation by the Northern Long-Eared Bat, but we're working with DEC and wildlife to facilitate that, along with Fish and Wildlife. And we are moving forward with community wildfire defense grant applications. So I'm looking forward and hopeful support that we can receive a letter of support for these developments. The 2 grants that we're looking to submit, one is the development of a new community wildfire protection area. This is a collaborative effort engaging the public and landowners that are in the Southampton and Dwarf Pine Barrens and Riverside area. We've identified that as a focal priority under this grant based on ranking and wildfire risk. And so we'll be reaching out to the town entities, DEC, and other commission members, providing a letter of support in hopes that you'll sign on to that. And then we're also applying an implementation grant, which we had submitted last year. We ranked moderately as far as the ranking, and we're hoping that this year we'll be able to be funded through the for the Ridge Manorville Calverton CWPP that's already in place. So those would be an implementation grant to help support the prescribed fire program, implementing hazard mitigation with homeowners related to wildfire, conducting additional education and outreach, and doing the supportive thinning that's needed before we put prescribed fire on the ground. So there'll be 2 letters that are coming forth for looking for your support as we advance those 2 applications. We participated in National Night Out. There was a Smokey Bear sighting as per the photo that we put in the report. That was Sam and Chris that represented and the town of Brookhaven's National Night Out. And then I participated in the town of Southampton's event, which is a great way to reach out to the public, both on how they can mitigate wildfire in their homes, but also help inform them and educate them about our prescribed fire programs. We continue with the Long Island Mammal Study. So far we have caught very common wildlife, possums, raccoons, rabbits. We are hoping for more unique and less common, like weasels and minks, coyote. So we continue to do that passive monitoring through cameras and hope to be able to contribute additional data, especially to the occurrences of these less rare faunal wildlife. So, and for southern pine beetle, we are working, continuing to wrap up the lure season. Those lures that we used continue to be significantly effective. And we're hoping that due to their efficacy, that maybe that could be something that's used as a chemical lure to help suppress southern pine beetle in addition to the mechanical treatments. And we also lastly continue to work on the restoration related to the case in Eastport, where there was the significant clearing and land grading. So we're hoping to have seed on the ground by mid-October, and that first phase of that restoration will be complete. So does anyone have any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Martin. We appreciate it. Okay, moving on to the next item, New York Wildfire Incident Management Academy. Ms. Drew.
Good afternoon. Today I'm talking about the Academy, which is.
Kathy?
One minute, Catherine.
Sure.
I just wanted to introduce
okay.
you. Catherine is a new part-time administrative assistant that's been hired. And her focus right now has been mainly on the Fire Academy, but she'll also be providing additional administrative support. So this is her opportunity to, vice versa, for you to meet her as well. And she's doing an excellent job so far with the Academy, and we greatly appreciate her efforts.
All right.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I've been here since January, and I said it's been a learning experience every day. I'm happy to be here. So we are having the Fire Academy this year at Brookhaven National Lab over a 10-day time frame. Right now, we have 15 instructors, over 90 students registered, representing 28 federal, state, and local agencies. We also have incident command system training that is maxed out right now with 60 students registered and a waiting list for those classes. The Academy will hold the following classes. I'm not going to go into all of them, but the S-130-190 class, the Introduction to Wildfire Training, is a class offered free of charge to the Suffolk and Nassau volunteers. And this class is crucial in case there is a wildfire in the area. Additional classes we've added this year are the UAS classes, which are the drone classes. We've heard a lot this summer about drone operation, and Frank will be talking about that a little bit. But anyway, we're offering our local agency members the opportunity to prep for the 107 class. So if they wanted to use it for a town agency or county, they would have the opportunity to take that test. Also, lastly, NBC News has expressed an interest in attending the Academy this fall, and they are looking forward to the wildfire based on what's been going on in the nation and, other countries. They want to give the opportunity to, cover it on our level. So that's something we're looking forward to. And once that is done, we will pass along that to you, the information. Anyone have any questions?
Actually, quick question. Is this NBC local or NBC national?
So
Because if it's local, Dorian won't be on it.
No, I just figured maybe they'd have
her
contracts
name
after
is
the recently
Guardino.
suppressed.
Yeah,
or,
Linda Guardino.
It's Linda Guardino. She's doing a piece on it.
local there. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Planning, Land Use, and Pine Barren Credit Program, Compliance and Enforcement Division, Mr. Carbone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, big update for us. We lost one of our members. He retired September 1st. Gary Enright, no longer working with us, unfortunately. So it's back to 2 for now. This period, we received 27 complaints, primarily clearing and dumping. 15 of them were caught on camera, which we worked with the local agencies as usual and collected $4,350 with the violators cleaning up the areas in which they dumped, which I don't know if I've explained that very clearly. Sometimes we don't catch everybody that dumps. So when we get a cleanup, they clean up some of the ones we didn't catch. So we get everything taken care of in one shot. We continue to work with the GIS complaint system. We made some improvements and corrected some errors. Somehow the system started to report our referrals to different places than what we selected on the input sheet, but that's been corrected. And like was explained, the 107 training is coming up at NIWEMA. We're going to provide 2 different classes. One is like an overview of UAS that encompasses like the whole program. Just a general overview. That's pretty much like 3/4 of a day, and then 2 full days of 107 training. And that's a training that we provide to get someone ready to take the 107 test, which is an FAA administered test. It's 2 hours, 60 questions, and have to get a 70 or better. That isn't the only thing they need to do, though. They'll need to take the course, finish the course, and then they'll need 10 to 15 more hours of self-training, self-study to complete and get ready for the test. The test is, I think, it's $175 now, and they don't give you a second chance. So it's a one-shot deal. As far as our numbers go for this year, we're looking like we're going to surpass all previous years by quite a bit. You got a chance to look at the e-packet. The numbers are looking pretty high. As of the printing of this, we're at 75. That was done 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. And just in those 2.5 weeks, we're up to 86 as of today. So it looks like we're going to finish the year well over 100 different dumpings and complaints and activities that our units worked on. Any questions?
Yeah, I have one.
Sure.
You had a retirement of, you
Yeah,
working
right.
on getting a replacement?
Yep, we're going to be working on it shortly. We have to put together a post-it and then
That was the
conduct it.
supervisor, no, correct?
No, I'm the supervisor.
Oh, you are? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
Gary is the one of
Gary's
the
the
officers.
one-
He's
oh.
been here the longest. After Tim retired,
Oh,
Tim was the chief. Tim retired, I took Tim's job, then Gary helped bring me in. Without Gary, I would have been lost.
so we lost the wealth of information, knowledge, historical,
Yes.
perspective, knowledge, information, so
Yes,
good luck in your search.
thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Introduce Harley. She just came on board. They left. Because they're gonna see a new place.
Thank you, Mr. Carmona.
Okay, just real quickly, we have Danielle Harley here with us. She works from the attorney's office. And unfortunately, Rick left. And who was my designee, so she's filling in now. I think we want to try to keep her, but that'll be my determination soon. And then we just see a new face here. Who is she? She's representing Riverhead as my designee.
Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Okay, let's move on next to the land use division, Ms. Hargrave.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good
My report is in your package, and just to briefly go over some of the items listed in there. There are currently 3 core hardship applications pending before you for a decision. The cancer and blood specialist application has an extension through to the December meeting. And they may come back at that time, or we'll see if they've decided to move. I know they were looking for another location. The Taco Bell at Michelangelo's in Manorville is on the agenda today to have an extension to have the hearing, which was there was a hearing in July, and they had it adjourned, and they would like to continue that hearing in October as of now. So that's the status of that application. And the other core hardship is the solar application, which is on your agenda today for a public hearing. And also 2 other applications that are before you, the Venezia Square, the development of regional significance in Wading River in the town of Riverhead. That's pending a secret determination at the town level, so they need some more time to complete secret and then come back to the commission for a decision. And the other hardship application is a compatible growth area hardship for the PSEG facility in Medford that is on for a public hearing next month in October 18th. That meeting is presently scheduled to be at Southampton Town Hall. And other items include the referrals that we continue to receive. One of them is on your agenda today. And the wildflower item is off. They need more time to review an amendment to their sign proposal and other inquiries that are listed. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, credit program, Mr. Diverty.
Good afternoon, everyone. So a brief update on the activities in the credit program. So this year we added 16 properties to the program. We generated almost 5 credits. 7.8 credits have been redeemed. Most of them to the for the commercial projects through the county health department. 23.6 credits have been sold, and the average price differ according to the town, 125,000 in the town of Brookhaven, 86,000 in the town of Riverhead, and 95,000 in the town of Southampton. And the average total price is 104,000 per credit. And 44 properties with the road access were inspected this year as well. In terms of the financial report, there's 3.4 million total that the clearing house has in the bank. The interest build up for this year is 1,700. And we are planning to spend some money on the Pine Barren credits as per the credit auction that we conducted this summer. So at the last meeting, commission approved to purchase 4 credits. So we sent out the offers to the sellers. 1 offer were declined, and 3 others already signed the contract. And we have 5 more LOI holders, letter of interpretation, and we have to go through putting the conservation easement on the property. After that, we can send them the contracts and purchase their credits. Thank you. That's all I have. If you have any questions.
Nope. Thank you, Mr. Diverty. Okay, moving on to the compatible growth area referral, Brookhaven Town Planning Board, Suffolk Muslim Cemetery, East Fort. Ms. Hargrave.
Thank you. There's a letter in the package that we are looking for your authorization to send this letter on the referral from the Town of Brookhaven Planning Board. It defers lead agency to the town, and the letter says this project is development and it has to conform with the plan standards. There's part of this project site, it's about 27 acres. It's the Spadaro Airport. So that would all be all the facilities associated with it would be demolished and removed. And part of that site is in the compatible growth area, and part of it is not in the Pine Barrens at all. So only the portion that is in the CGA would be subject to the Pine Barrens standards. We're looking for your authorization.
Looking for a motion to authorize the letter to be
Quick
sent.
question, the portion of the 27 acres is what's the acreage?
That's one of our questions. We don't know. They didn't provide all the information that we need to determine conformance. So, but I'm sure they'll be able to get that information together. And
So this letter delineates those decisions.
yes, thank you.
And I'll take note.
Yeah, motion from Mr. Dow,
Second.
second by, Sarah, I'm sorry. Janice, I'm not sure what last name. To, approve the letter to be sent as drafted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Approved.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item is the Taco Bell Mangona Core Preservation Area Hardship Waiver Application. We have a public hearing on this at 3 o'clock. Should we hold over?
There's a request to adjourn this hearing.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Brita, second by Supervisor Aguilar to adjourn public hearing. Do we want to set a date for that?
They were asking for October 18th
October. Okay,
and then also an extension of the decision deadline another month as well, November 15th.
okay, so the motion is to adjourn the public hearing until October with a deadline extension of the decision deadline to November.
Thank you.
Okay? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Okay, item F, Benenzia Square at Wading River CGA Development of Regional Significance.
This applicant is also requesting an extension of the decision deadline. Recommend 2 months to the November meeting. Again, the seeker process is not complete at the town level yet, and they may need at least another month, so.
Okay.
November 15th, if that is amenable.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to postpone the deadline by Ms. Scherer. Second by Mr. Dow to November. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Thank you.
Approved. Okay, we have a couple of public hearings at 3 o'clock. We have some closed session.
We have a couple of litigation matters to discuss in closed session. We
Okay,
can do that now. We should be
we have to
going.
do that now. We have a half hour. So I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session. Now,
There's also a potential enforcement matter.
seconded by the sheriff for the purposes that's defined by council already. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions. Okay, we will, Roger, do you have a room we could go into?
Yeah, how many
Can we leave this room?
Just us? Yeah, the side room, yes. Go straight up that one.
Okay, so we will head out, so you guys don't have to. We'll be back at 3 o'clock.